Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 33 on double integrals. In this lecture we will do two more problems on evaluation of integrals using polar coordinates. So let's start with first problem. Evaluate the following double integral by changing into polar coordinates. So given integral is x square plus y square dy dx, where these are the limits of y. Y is from 0 to under root of 2x minus x square and x is from 0 to 2. So first we will consider the substitution x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. Using this substitution we will convert this Cartesian integral into polar integral, and we will require limits of variables r and theta. So for this we have to sketch the region of integration that we will sketch using limits of integration in the given double integral. So in given double integral, limits of integration are y is from 0 to y equal to square root of 2x minus x square and x is from 0 to 2. So first we simplify this equation, y equal to square root of 2x minus x square. So taking square on both sides, we have y square equal to 2x minus x square. This we can rewrite as x square plus y square minus 2x equal to 0. So this is the equation of circle. We know the general equation of circle is x square plus y square plus 2gx plus 2fy plus c equal to 0. So if we compare this equation 1 with this equation, coefficient of x is minus 2 here and coefficient of y is 0 here. So we have 2f equal to 0, 2g equal to minus 2 and c equal to 0. And as we know, center of this circle is given by minus g minus f. Here from 2g equal to minus 2 we obtain g equal to minus 1. So minus g is 1 and f is 0. So this is the circle with center 1 0 and radius is given by r equal to square root of g square plus f square minus c. Here f and c are 0 and g equal to minus 1, so we have square root of 1 which is 1. So this is a circle with center 1 0 and radius 1. Now we have to convert this circle in polar form. So we substitute x equal to r cos theta and y equal to r sin theta. So x square plus y square is r square and x is replaced by r cos theta. So we this equation 1 becomes r square minus 2r cos theta equal to 0, and if we take r common we have r into r minus 2 cos theta equal to 0. So that gives r equal to 0 or r minus 2 cos theta equal to 0. Therefore r equal to 0 or r equal to 2 cos theta. So r equal to 0 means x and y both are 0. So r equal to 2 cos theta is the polar form of this circle which is represented by Cartesian coordinates in equation 1. So the polar form of this circle which is represented by equation 1 is r equal to 2 cos theta, and it is a circle with center 1 0 and radius a. So now we try to sketch the region of integration. We have other lines are x equal to 0 y axis, y equal to 0 that is x axis, and x equal to 2 that is vertical line or line parallel to y axis. So first we have to sketch the region of integration. Here we have already sketched this circle. It is with center 1 0 and radius a equal to 1 here. So circle with center 1 0 and radius 1. This is origin. So this distance is the radius. and x equal to 2 is the line parallel to y-axis which will intersect circle at this point 2, 0. Now our limits are x is in between 0 and 2 and y starts from 0 to y equal to under root 2x minus x square. So x is in between 0 and 2 and y is starting from 0. So y equal to 0 to y equal to under root 2x minus x square. So we have to go up to this upper boundary of the circle. So region of integration is this upper semicircle in the upper half plane between x equal to 0 and x equal to 2, and this is the circle which has polar form r equal to 2 cos theta, which we just mentioned here. So polar equation of circle is r equal to 2 cos theta. So once we have region of integration, we can decide the limits of r and theta. So we imagine a ray starting from origin and passing through the region of integration. So suppose we consider this ray starting from origin and which is passing through the region r of integration. At this point value of r is 0. So here we write that ray enters the region at r equal to 0. This point is on the circle r equal to 2 cos theta. So upper limit for r is r equal to 2 cos theta. So this ray leaves the region at r equal to 2 cos theta. Now for limits of theta, we understand here our region of integration is this semicircle. So we have to determine the smallest possible value of theta and largest possible value of theta. So we have to start from this point. At this point value of theta is 0, and we have to increase, or we have to consider this type of rays which will cover the remaining portion of the region. So in this way we will consider different rays passing through the region and we will come up to this point, and at this point value of theta is pi by 2. So limits of theta are from 0 to pi by 2. This is the smallest possible value of theta, which is theta equal to 0. At this point value of theta is 0, and at this point after completing this upper semicircle we come to again origin, but at this point value of theta is pi by 2. So here we can write theta equal to pi by 2. So limits for theta are from 0 to pi by 2, and for r they are 0 to 2 cos theta. So we have mentioned all these things here. Now once we have limits of r and theta, we can evaluate this double integral. So x square plus y square is replaced by r square, dy dx is replaced by r dr d theta. Limits of r are from 0 to 2 cos theta, and theta is from 0 to pi by 2. Now this r square into r is r cube, and first we will integrate with respect to r, and here we will consider theta as constant. So integral of r cube is r raised to 4 by 4. R is from 0 to 2 cos theta. So first we put r equal to 2 cos theta, that is 2 raised to 4 into cos raised to 4 theta. 2 raised to 4 is 16, cos raised to 4 theta divided by 4, minus r equal to 0, that is 0. Here we can cancel out this 4, so we have 4 times cos raised to 4 theta d theta. 4 can be taken outside because it is constant. Now here limits are from 0 to pi by 2, so we can use the reduction formula. So we recall reduction formula for cosine nth power of cosine with limits 0 to pi by 2 is given by, in the denominator we start with n and then we subtract 2, and here we start with n minus 1 and we keep subtracting 2, and into k, where k is pi by 2 if power n is even and k is 1 if power n is odd. So here power is n equal to 4. So here we start with 4, and if we subtract 2 from 4 we obtain 2. And as we know, if first factor is even, we will stop when we obtain 2. So we stop here. In the numerator we start with 4 minus 1, that is 3, and if we subtract 2 from 3 we obtain 1. And as we know, if first factor is odd, we stop when we obtain 1, and if first factor is even, we will stop when we obtain 2 while using this reduction formula. So here 3, 1, 4, 2, and here power of cosine is even, so value of k is pi by 2. So here 4 will cancel out and we have 3 pi divided by 4. So value of given double integral after changing into polar coordinates is 3 pi by 4. So it is easy to evaluate double integral by changing into polar coordinates in some cases. So whenever we have x square plus y square like terms in the given double integral, it is better to change into polar coordinates. We consider one more problem. Evaluate the following integral by changing into polar coordinates. Function is e raised to minus x square plus y square. Limits of y are from 0 to under root a square minus x square, and x is from 0 to a. So we will convert this Cartesian integral into polar integral, and then we will try to evaluate the polar integral. So first we write down the limits of integration. Using limits of integration we will try to sketch the region of integration, and of course we will remember that substitution x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, and d by dx will be replaced by r dr d theta. So this we will always remember while converting Cartesian integral into polar integral. So this function will become e raised to minus r square. D by dx will be replaced by r dr d theta, and we require limits of r and theta. So first we have written limits of integration. Y is from 0 to y equal to square root of a square minus x square. X is from 0 to a, and if we simplify this equation, it is nothing but circle with center 0, 0 and radius a. So we sketch this circle. We have already sketched this circle x square plus y square equal to a square to save the time. So this is the circle x square plus y square equal to a square. It will intersect this line x equal to a at point a0, and polar equation of this circle is r equal to a. So x is from 0 to a and y is from 0 to y equal to square root of a square minus x square. So y starts from x axis and it goes up to circle, and x is in between 0 and a. So region of integration is region in the first quadrant of the circle. So this is the region of integration. Now we decide the limits of integration for variable r. For that we consider a ray starting from origin and passing through the region. The point at which ray enters the region is at origin. So at that point value of r is 0. The point at which ray leaves the region is on the circle x square plus y square equal to a square, and on this circle value of r is a. So r is from 0 to r equal to a. Now we determine the smallest and largest possible values of theta. So we start from this point. At this point value of theta is 0 and we have to go up to this point. If we increase the theta, then we have to go up to this point, and at this point value of theta is pi by 2. So limits of theta are from 0 to pi by 2. So theta equal to 0 and theta equal to pi by 2 bound the region of integration R. So smallest possible value of theta is 0, largest possible value of theta is pi by 2, and which bound the region R. So limits of theta are from 0 to pi by 2 and R is from 0 to a. So we have written this x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. So therefore this equation is converted into polar form r equal to a, and after considering this ray starting from origin and passing through the region R, we obtain these limits of integration. R is from 0 to a, theta is from 0 to pi by 2. So now we substitute all these things in the given double integral. We put x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, so that x square plus y square is r square. dy dx is replaced by r dr d theta. Limits of r are from 0 to a and theta is from 0 to pi by 2. Now first we have to integrate with respect to r. So here we will consider theta as constant, and to integrate this e raised to minus r square into r, we use this substitution r square equal to t. So therefore we obtained 2r dr equal to dt, that is r dr is replaced by 1 by 2 dt, r square is replaced by t. Now when r equal to 0, t is 0, and when r equal to a, t is a square. So limits of new variable t are from 0 to a square, and this becomes e raised to minus t 1 by 2 dt, and then we will integrate with respect to theta after integrating with respect to t. Now this 1 by 2 constant can be taken outside, and integral of e raised to minus t is minus e raised to minus t. Limits of t are from 0 to a square. Now first we put t equal to a square, so we have minus e raised to minus a square, and minus minus plus e raised to 0. E raised to 0 is 1. So this is going to be minus e raised to minus a square plus 1. Integral of d theta is theta, and limits of theta are from 0 to pi by 2. So this is going to be pi by 2 minus 0, that is pi by 2, and pi by 2 into 1 by 2, that is pi by 4, and this we have rewritten as 1 minus e raised to minus a square. So value of given double integral is pi by 4 times 1 minus e raised to minus a square. So this is all about today's session. I hope you like this session. Thank you very much.